We have John Gordon with us with the World Leaders Group, and we're just so delighted, John, that you're in Palm Beach. And it's a beautiful part of the world, isn't it?
It is.
You know,
it is.
It's cold in other places, and it's like really nice. And but thank you for coming down
My pleasure.
and be a part of it. As you know, we have the World Leaders Conference March 2 and 3, and you're always one of our favorites, and we're just so glad that you would take the time out of your schedule to be a part.
I consider it one of the best conferences on the planet. I mean, everyone I talk to, wherever I travel, people talk about
Wow.
the World Leaders Conference, how intimate it is, how much they get to interact with the speakers,
Right.
and the messaging. They love the messaging that goes on here.
So what do you think is one or two things that people, when they're there and they hear the messaging and the interacting,
Right.
you know, you've heard different folks come to you, I've had them come to me over the years. What are some high points that stand out to you?
Well, a guy who owns a bunch of restaurants
Right.
told me that he brought these principles back to his team. He said, you know what I learned is I have to be a better leader to serve my team.
Right.
If I want my team to be better, I have to be better. And I think that's a big part of growth is how can we grow as leaders? So I believe people come, they get re-energized, they get a vision of what they want to do, they go back, and they see the impact that serving their teams have on their teams and their success.
Oh, that's great. Well, you've done a lot of research about serving and about how to be, you know, so many people are after success and
Right.
fame and all of that, and that's all, we all know that all just go away. But what is one or two nuggets you'd say
Right.
that really creates greatness in people's lives?
Well, one, you don't have to be great to serve, but you have
Right.
to serve to be great.
That's right.
I talk about 4 stages of greatness, right? And at the World Leaders, I'm going to be talking about that. And one of those stages is the planting stage. You have to plant yourself where you
Wow.
are,
Right.
like a seed. And just as a seed surrenders to the ground, you have to surrender to a bigger purpose to impact others. And when you serve in small ways, you get more opportunities to serve in bigger ways. And that's how you grow. So through servant leadership, we grow,
Right.
and we grow our team. So it starts with planting yourself, though, where you are and making a difference where you are. People say, how can I be a better leader? I said, okay, just lead where you are, love, serve, and care.
Right.
And if you do those 3 things where you are, you're a leader.
Right, so a lot of times what people do is if I had a better location or I had a
Right.
better position or if I had all the resources, I could make something happen. But really what you're saying, take where you are, plant, be planted, serve, and what do you say to people when they get discouraged? Because you know we all struggle with discouragement, right?
Right.
So they don't see the fruit coming fast enough. What do you say to people with that?
Well, success takes time.
That's right.
It took John Wooden 17 years to win a national championship. It took Starbucks years to go beyond their 5 stores. It took Sam Walton years to actually build Walmart. It takes every great leader time. So anything worthwhile takes time to build. If we had immediate success, we wouldn't develop the character
Right.
that we need to sustain
Right.
true success.
Well, even on your books, right? You've told the story of the energy bus, right? And it took how many times of no's before you got a yes?
Oh yeah, 30 rejections.
30 rejections.
Get published. Comes out, bookstores wouldn't carry it. Go on a 28-city tour, city to city, sharing the message in the book. Here we are now, 9 years later.
9 years.
9 years later, and now it's a bestseller, but it wasn't the first 5.
Right.
It took years and years and years of just working, sharing the message, making a difference. And here's the thing, you really can't be focused on outcome. You really have to focus on the process. You're not a result of your circumstances.
Right.
See, people say, well, again, like you said earlier,
Right, that's right.
it's my place I don't like, it's my boss I don't like, I can't do this here because I don't have the influence yet. No, you lead from where you are because your circumstances do not define you. You define your life from the inside out. You create from the inside out. That's where the power is. So how can I lead from inside out? That's where you make a difference.
That's fantastic. So the deal is that if you cultivate and build the inward spirit that's strong, right?
Yes.
To say, I'm not going to worry about if I get the credit or not. I'm going to keep serving. I'm going to keep doing the right stuff. Now, you won't, because of your humility, you told part of the story of your book. But now the Energy Bus has sold over 1 million copies.
Yeah.
It's been on the Wall Street Journal best-selling list now. How long? Let's talk about it. It keeps going and
Yeah.
it keeps,
Yeah.
and then it takes on where others start passing it. So now millions and millions of people.
Right.
Thank you for not quitting.
Right.
No, thank you for not
Yeah.
quitting and throwing in the towel and saying, you know, I'm going to go do the restaurant business again, or I'm going to go do this
Right.
again. But then, John, thanks for not quitting because you've made a difference in my life and you made a difference in others because you chose to serve and not quit.
Right. Well, I think it was knowing that I had a vision,
Right.
wanting to make a difference, to reach as many people as possible. And I said it's going to be one person at a time.
Right.
I had a guy say, that's very inefficient, John, to do it one person at a time. I think it's the only way.
Right.
It's the only way to lead.
Right.
You lead through relationships. And so thank you for that, James. I couldn't quit. because I knew that I was meant to make a difference. And the World Leaders Conference just gives me another opportunity to share with more people to do that. So I just love it.
Well, and then this year, now we're going to finally be able to make the simulcast happen. You know how long we talked about that?
Yeah.
Right? You know, you're saying, James, this is the best kept secret. Let's get the message out.
Yeah.
And now we're finally getting a chance now to make it in the corporate space and keep sharing the message of servant leadership to all these businesses.
Yeah,
and
to
companies.
reach more and more people with this message. I'm excited because I've been on you for years.
right,
saying, James, come on, we've got to get this out there. It can't be just the people in that room. We got to put it out there.
Right.
And now that you're doing that, so more people are going to be able to hear the message, benefit from the message. And I believe the lineup, I've seen the lineup, it's the best year yet.
I absolutely believe
Yeah.
that is the best year yet. And the other thing is that not only are we doing the corporate side, we're also giving away to Africa. And so this year what we have is we have 35 countries, John, and 50 cities already established where we can train 25,000 African community leaders. We're going to translate it into Portuguese and French and be able to give it to the world.
Wow.
So not only we're going to do something here in the States, but we want to do something overseas.
powerful.
So, but thanks for believing in the vision though, John, and always encouraging, you're always sending a text and saying, hey, there's only this many, you can do it. You know, when you get up, you think, well, can you really do it? But thanks for the affirmation and encouragement to the vision.
I remember early on, right? It was a challenge to say, hey, let's get all these people here.
Right.
Now people are knocking the doors to come. So that's the great thing.
That's really great. So really, March 2nd and 3rd, 2016, Palm Beach Convention Center. We look forward to seeing you.